Hello. I am Parkvally or Val. I am a GM hard stuck player. That's the main thing. I started playing TFT in set 5.5, I think, but started really getting into it in like set 9 or 9.5.
How did you get involved in the competitive side? I think a lot of people start off just playing the game casually and then eventually move into competitive. How did you find your way into playing in tournaments?
So I went to Calculated Loss, which was a LAN in LA ran by, I think, Boise's, Lawrence, and you were also there. And that is kind of what jumpstarted my the desire to compete. I thought it was a lot of fun. I think it was just a good time all around. So I kind of decided to get more serious about TFT after that. I had my first Riot or official Riot tournament last set, Tacticians Trials 3, and I got day one. I have played in some of the Aegis tournaments overall and have done okay, but no top 8s yet.
How do you prepare coming into a tournament like this? Do you have any sort of special prep that you do, or do you just like to kind of come in off the ladder and see what happens?
I like to come in off ladder. I'll usually do a little bit of VOD reviewing. I think Esports Law has a really good post on how to improve at TFT. So I'll do that for a couple days before a tournament. But I think mostly the thing that's important for me is to have good mental and to not keep myself even and level and not get too nervous. I think a big one for me is I guess there's two things. One of them is to make sure that I'm able to breathe regularly, release some tension in my body. I think the other one is when you get really nervous. I guess I'm more of a get nervous person than a tilter. So if I get really nervous, I will try to move my body a bit. So I'll go over there and do some push-ups, sit-ups, whatever, do some stretching, just kind of roll around on the ground a bit. Really let out the animal energy, I guess. I definitely am not a reroller. I'm trying to get better at it, but I think we all know that reroll is definitely the strongest right now. I think that the forecasts are all actually pretty good, but they're really hard to play around. I think there's just so many traits that you can play around that it's hard to know who to hold and what to roll down and just really be efficient with your golds. I guess to answer your question, I'm not that comfortable with the meta, but I think I can get there. Hopefully, we have a couple days, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I was watching Raditz the other day, and he was just kind of marveling at how much better TFT players are nowadays, compared to the early days of TFT when we used to hyper roll instead of just re-rolling like we do, slow rolling, because people hadn't optimized things yet. Do you feel like going from 5.5 to now, do you feel like the game's grown sort of more intricate? And how do you feel like you've adapted or changed to meet sort of the way that TFT as a game has changed?
For me, I guess I wasn't paying too much attention back then, but even from set 9 to now, it feels everything feels a lot more optimized. I guess I have a short anecdote. I met Asa as well at Calculated Loss, and he always says something you can't play perfect TFT. If you think about a lot of other games like StarCraft, you have to kind of make sacrifices and just play less optimally to be able to actually play the best you can play. But I feel that bar is moving higher every set, and it feels that people are getting closer at playing more optimal TFT. I think that stats are really important to use, but I think as I've gotten better, I've actually moved away from using it. I think that they can be a crutch, and I think I can actually improve and play better if I don't look at it too much, which maybe is I think the time to look at stats is definitely before tournament and during tournaments, if you're able to. Other than that, I think there's a lot of improvement to be done just playing. Even from set 9 to now, it feels everything feels a lot more optimized. I guess I have a short anecdote. I met Asa as well at Calculated Loss, and he always says something you can't play perfect TFT. If you think about a lot of other games like StarCraft, you have to kind of make sacrifices and just play less optimally to be able to actually play the best you can play. But I feel that bar is moving higher every set, and it feels that people are getting closer at playing more optimal TFT. Shout outs my stream, twitch.tv/Parkvally. And then shout out to, I guess, everyone who supports it. I couldn't do it without you guys. I have a great time there. And then I always shout out Meowslin, who is my friend who got our friend group into TFT. I think we're all pretty addicted. So yeah, shout out to her, and it kind of sucks.